Welcome to today's session. In this short video, I am going to discuss points regarding the chapter solid state. Solid state. The first point is, let me start with the first point. There are three states of matter. You must be knowing because you are studying it from your school time: solid, liquid, and gaseous. When you start heating the solid, it changes into liquid. On further heating, the liquid changes into gaseous. So a question must be arising that which are the layers which governs the three state of any substance. So here basically what we do is we provide heat, and you can make the reversible change also by simply cooling the gaseous, changes into liquid, and cooling the liquid, it changes into solid. Now the three states of any substance arises due to two types of forces, or simply I write two forces. The first force is called the intermolecular forces of attraction. And the second force is called the thermal energy. Now what is the intermolecular force of attraction? As the name suggests, it is a force of attraction between the atoms or molecules of any substance. What is thermal energy? It is the energy possessed by the atoms or molecules due to temperature or simply due to heat. So why the solid change into liquid when we provide heat? When you heat any substance, the atoms or molecules gain the thermal energy. After gaining the thermal energy, it starts vibrating about its position, and as the thermal energy increases, the intermolecular force of attraction becomes weaker and weaker, and the atoms of the molecules move far from each other. So it clears that when you heat a substance or when you simply heat the solid, the intermolecular force of attraction of the atoms or molecules becomes weaker, and the atoms or molecules move far from each other, and the solid changes into liquid. In liquid state, the atoms are still bound to each other, but they can move freely around each other. So when you provide more thermal energy to the liquid substance, the liquid changes into gaseous, in which the atoms are too far from each other and there are negligible or nearly no intermolecular force of attraction between the atoms. So these three states of any substance is governed by the competition between the two intermolecular forces. Now what happens is, when the intermolecular forces is greater than the thermal energy, when the intermolecular force of attraction is greater than the thermal energy, the atoms of the molecules come close to each other, and the change of state is given as the substance changes from gaseous to liquid to solid. That is, as we can say, the predominance of intermolecular forces here. The first case we have the intermolecular forces are greater than the thermal energy. What happens is, as the intermolecular forces increases, the state of a substance changes from gaseous to liquid to solid. Vice versa, we can obtain the another case, that when the thermal energy is greater than intermolecular forces. See, to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction between the atoms or molecules, there is a force required, and that force or that energy, we can say, is provided by temperature, and that energy is called the thermal energy. As the atoms or molecules gain the thermal energy, it starts vibrating, and the intermolecular force of attraction become weaker, and the substance changes its states from solid to liquid to gaseous. So this was our first point, that is the state of any substance is due to competition between the intermolecular force of attraction and thermal energy. Due to the competition between these two forces, if any one of the force becomes greater than the other force, the substance changes its state. Just we considered the two cases here. Now moving on to the next point. This was our first point of today's video. Moving on to the second point, I am going to give you an important note on quartz and quartz glass. You will face these both names in your MCQ questions, or you may encounter this in your board paper also. Now, when you see the word quartz and quartz glass, both of them contain the same molecule, that is SiO4, called the silica. Both of them contain the silica units. Now what happens is, quartz is a crystalline substance and quartz glass is amorphous. This is the basic difference, or this is the main difference between quartz and quartz glass. You must be knowing about the properties of crystalline and amorphous, or you can see this in your textbook. So the crystalline substance have the atoms or molecules arranged in a regular pattern, and that pattern is repeated for a long range order. But in amorphous substance, the order is a very short range, and at some point there the arrangement becomes random. That's why it is called the amorphous substance. Crystalline substance possesses a sharp melting point, while in other hand amorphous substance does not possess a sharp melting point. It melts over a range of temperature. That is, as you provide heat to the amorphous substance, here we considered quartz glass, as you will provide heat to the quartz glass, at some temperature it starts melting, and it will melt gradually and behave like a liquid. That is, it softens over a range of temperature. Let me write it. It softens, SOFTENS, over a range of temperature. That is, it melts over a range of temperature. While in case of any crystalline substance, for here quartz, it has a sharp melting point. At that melting point, the crystalline substance will melt completely and not softens at over a range of temperature. Amorphous substance, when heated, softens over a range of temperature and melts and behave like a liquid. That is, it starts flowing like a liquid. And I would like to cover is the annealing. Now what is annealing? It is a process in which the substance is heated and slowly cooled. Both of these processes takes place for a long period of time. Or simply for a long period. That is, the substance is heated and then slowly cooled. Again the substance is heated and then slowly cooled. Due to this process, that is due to the process of annealing, the amorphous substance is converted into crystalline substance due to the process of annealing. Now, some amorphous solids become crystalline at some temperature. There is a natural phenomena which scientists observed, that some glass objects from ancient civilizations are found to become milky in appearance. Why the color of the glass change into milky from transparent? Further studies proved that the glass which were previously amorphous changes its molecular structure and rearrange into crystalline form. That is, the atoms just got regularly and in a perfectly ordered manner, the atoms arranged, and the glass changes from amorphous to crystalline. Hence the color of the glass changed from transparent to milky in appearance. Studies prove that the milkiness of the glass is due to the fact that it undergoes heating during the day. All day it gets heated due to sunlight, and cooling at night. That is, the glass from the ancient civilizations were heated all day and slowly cooled all night. That which is nothing but annealing. This process happened over a number of years, and as a result, the glass from the ancient civilizations acquired the crystalline property. So this was a natural phenomena. Us more about amorphous solids. Now, amorphous solids are also called as pseudo solids or supercooled liquids. Due to the property of amorphous solids, that is, as you provide heat, it melts or it becomes soft over a range of temperature and behaves like a liquid. That is, it starts flowing. So that's why amorphous solid, though it appears solid at normal temperature, on heating it behaves like a liquid. Hence, it is termed as pseudo solid, or vice versa. It is called supercooled liquid. Why it is supercooled liquid? Though it appears solid, but as you start heating, it behaves like a liquid and starts flowing. Hence, it is considered as a liquid of very high viscosity, and it is frozen at normal temperature. We can assume that it is frozen at normal temperature, and when you provide heat, it starts acquiring its original state, that is the liquid state. Hence, it is called as supercooled liquid. That is the liquid which is supercooled. First, we learned the three states of matter arises due to combustion between the intermolecular forces and thermal energy. Second, we learned about quartz and quartz glass. The quartz, both of these contain the same units, SiO4 units. The difference is quartz is crystalline and quartz glass is amorphous. The next point we'll just learn is the process of annealing. Annealing is nothing but due to this process the amorphous substance is converted into crystalline. It occurs, it happens in a natural phenomena in which the old glass objects from ancient civilizations are found to become milky due to change of structure from amorphous to crystalline. Next point, we just learned the why amorphous solids are called pseudo solids or supercooled liquids. Thank you all of you for watching this.